Hi everyone, Mitch from PickDogs.com. It is halftime of the Michigan State game. Got a few other early games going on here, and I certainly have my take on what's going on in these games. I've been watching all of them. So, of course, we'll get right into it in a couple seconds. I just want to get these point spreads up, and just as we go through these point spreads, I want to talk about each of these games because really zeroed in on it today, and I think there's going to be some opportunity. Just like I said, I haven't seen the lines yet, but I'm hoping by what's on the scoreboard and not by what we've seen on the field that the point spreads are going to be based on, because what we've seen on the field, not necessarily what's reflected on the scoreboard, and that's normally where there's a lot of opportunity. Firstly, Northwestern minus 14.5 against UMass. UMass has put the touchdown on the board, so that big number of Northwestern laying all those points, probably in a little bit of trouble here, but getting 14.5 on UMass in the second half, probably not going to happen. Meanwhile, in this Kansas-Oklahoma State game, Kansas simply has no answers for Oklahoma State. That running back number 30 on Oklahoma State, absolutely carving them up in the Kansas offense. It's just like they don't have any answers. Michigan State, this one is easy money. Michigan, I would take this thing all the way up to as high as you can take it. I see -9 at 160. That's where I'm at on this one, because what we're seeing in Michigan State is basically Michigan has dominated this game on both sides of the ball. But when they get into this 3rd and 5 situation, the play calling by Jim Harbaugh has been absolutely abysmal. Okay? The third down play calling by Michigan has been some of the worst that I've seen. It's like 3rd and 3, and they throw like a 17-yard out pattern. 3rd and 5, 25-yard pass down the middle. It just doesn't even make any sense. It's like, why not try one of these play action passes? The running game is working. The quarterback runs are working. Just get your first down and move on. I mean, you're marching on this team. Michigan State's been on the field a long time, the defense, in this game. The offense, they've moved earlier in the game, but lately in the game, they have not moved at all. And we're seeing the same thing in the Penn State-Indiana game, where Penn State has moved the football, but where Penn State has moved the football, and Indiana hasn't really moved the football since the first quarter of this game. The first 2 drives, they scored touchdowns, but since then, Penn State has changed things up. They've been able to pressure the quarterback. The big news, though, is in Alabama, at Mississippi State, in Starkville, where Tua has been carted off the field. Okay? Big problems here for Alabama. I don't know, the playoff committee, they always say this guy's out and this guy's out, and we're watching it. What is the playoff committee going to say with this guy out? Anyways, we've got a lot of games to cover, a lot of halftimes that we're going to do it. But one thing I wanted to show you guys is exactly how I watch so many games at once. I get this question all the time. How do you keep track of all of the TV sets and all of the games that you're watching? How do you change the channels? Super easy. I got my iPad here. Okay, there's me with hair back in, this was about 2 years ago, me and my sidekick. And I just go here and I open the DirecTV app. And you can see my TVs right there. They're all going, right? So the DirecTV app opens. And then what it has is, you can go here. It says browse for TV. You can go to the guide. And then here's the guide of all the games and all the channels. You can see there's hundreds of them, right? Hundreds of channels on DirecTV. And you can click it, like if the game's in the 600s, you go to the 600s like this. And then it asks you, what TV would you like the game on? It's right there. You click this. And there you can see it. So it asks me which TV I want to do it. So each TV has a number. The one that's called living room is my main TV, and then the other TVs on the wall, they each have a number. I just click on the number of the TV. I go to the guide, just like if you're watching the guide on this. I pick the program I want, and there I am. And there I'm at the game. Also, you can watch the game right here on the iPad. Same thing. So this is how I get a 5th game, is I watch it here on the iPad on DirecTV. Then I also have ESPN Plus. and ESPN, and I use a computer and I watch games on there. So that's how I get 6 games at once, and that's why I know everyone's always like, man, you can do all this stuff off the top of your head. Because I watch every game, and that's exactly how I do it. People ask me that question all the time. I've never addressed it. I've talked about it on the show, but I've never actually shown you guys how I do it. First time. But anyways, Penn State, Indiana has now gone to the half. We love Michigan's second half. And those of you that are just joining us late, I love Michigan's second half. What we've seen in this game, Michigan State started the game strong. This is mostly just bad third down play calling by Michigan. Michigan calls a couple different plays on third down. This game's 28-35-7, easily. Meanwhile, the big news in Alabama, those of you not watching, Tua Tagovailoa carted off the field in Alabama. This could be a changer, number one, for the Iron Bowl, of course. As far as the odds for that game go, but also the playoff committee. They look at these things as to who's playing and who's not playing, and this could open it up for a number of teams. It makes that Georgia-Auburn game today even bigger, but Tua, he was carted off the field. Not saying he's out for the season. I don't know what the report is, but he was carted off the field in that Mississippi State-Alabama game. If I hear an update, or if you guys hear an update, shout it out. But let's get to some more of these second half lines. So far, I really like Michigan -6, and I think you can take this thing as far as you go. The Florida game is playing out exactly how we called it before the game. It is a defensive struggle, but Florida is really dictating this game. I think that Florida has pretty much called the shots in this game, but credit to Missouri. They've done a really nice job defensively as well. So I think what we need to always look at, and this is why I always ask this, it's Team A versus Team B with the point spread. How in the hell could we possibly pick a game if we don't know what the spread is? I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know. But anyways, if you guys are watching this show live or watching it at all, if you guys can hit the thumbs up, it's greatly appreciated. Of course, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our channel. But this is our first of 3 halftime shows that we'll be doing today. I'll be doing this one. We'll be live halftime Auburn, Georgia, and then halftime of Baylor, Oklahoma. Well, I think Alabama covers. We are, I think that the defense isn't injured, and I don't think Mississippi State is going to score, but I think that this is more of something about later on, is really what it's about. Let's take a look at these lines again. Northwestern minus the 14.5 against UMass. I think we're good on that. I think Oklahoma State minus the 7.5 against Kansas. Absolutely ringing them up. They have no answers. I love Michigan in the second half. I love it. Florida minus 2.5 against Missouri is what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing 3. I'm seeing 2.5. I like Florida minus the 2.5 in the second half in that one. And that's pretty much where we're at. I'm waiting for the Penn State-Indiana game, and there it is. Penn State minus 6.5. I love it. Indiana hasn't been able to do anything since the first quarter. In the first quarter, the first 2 drives, they moved the ball up and down the field. Outside of that, if Penn State doesn't fumble, well, we gave out the under, so I couldn't tell you what to do. I've been asked that question 3 times over the past week, and every single time I said under. So I mean, there's obviously not going to be any points in that game. I mean, that one was pretty easy. Love Penn State second half. Love Michigan second half. And rarely do I say this, but I'm going to say it. Parlay them up. Parlay Michigan second half with Penn State second half. But pretty good slate of college football so far today. If you're watching us, be sure to hit the thumbs up. This is what we do. And the thumbs up, it costs you nothing. It helps us an absolute ton. So be sure to do it. It's why we're able to do these live shows and things like that. It helps get our name out there. And that's really for us what it's about. Millions of people used to read my stuff every month. And now we're kind of starting over again. So I need you guys' help. So if you could hit the thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, greatly appreciated. That's how word gets out there. That is how it's done, as they say. I'm going to hit the thumbs up myself. But, yeah, I'm going live right now. We're going to go live halftime of Auburn, Georgia. And we're going to go halftime live of Oklahoma against Baylor. Whoa. I'm not sure what happened there today. Hold on. There we go. Wow, that was strange. Am I back? There it is. Yeah, it was weird. That was strange. I'm not sure what happened there. One of those weird things. It showed my desktop. Very strange. I was going to try and look and see if we could parlay up Michigan and Penn State second half and go all the way on these things. So Michigan -9 at +168, and Penn State -9 at +168. Michigan at -9 at +160, and parlay those two up. Let's see what it pays. I don't really do a lot of parlays, but $200 pays $1,193.60. I will take my chances because I really, really like these. It's not like these games have been as close on the field. I don't think there's no such thing as an easy game, and Tua has been out, and he needs to work. We saw him against LSU in the first half. He was kind of rusty there. I love Penn State's second half. I think Indiana had two good drives the first half, the first two drives that they had. And after that, it was they couldn't do anything. The passing game was wide open the first two drives. They couldn't get any pressure, Penn State. And then once they got pressure and they were able to stop that quarterback run, then it's been pretty much over. Meanwhile, Florida, Missouri back on the field here for the third quarter, and this has been a low scoring game. Take a quick look at the scores one more time. We'll go through the spreads one more time, and then I will see you guys at the next halftime. But we have who cares about the top 25, right? I mean, I want to see scores. It's like the default is always the top 25. We hate the top 25. I hate the whole voting system. We have Alabama 35-7 over Mississippi State. Of course, Tua Tagovailoa gone in that one. He was 14 of 18 for 256 yards and 2 touchdowns before leaving. I mean, that's a good full game for most quarterbacks. Penn State up 20-14. Love them in the second half. Missouri down 6-3 to Florida. This game has already started. Wisconsin, Nebraska. It's 27-14 Wisconsin. I'd like Nebraska to cover the full game in that one, but they're already in the third quarter. I love Michigan's second half. If they can just get some third down play calling, they would be up by a ton in this game. 3rd and 5, they're throwing 17-yard passes, 20-yard passes, 30-yard passes. It's like, just get the first down. It's right there. Your quarterback can run. When they run the quarterback, Michigan, he's run like 15, 20-yard chunks. I'm not a big Michigan fan, but I have to say, this is a mismatch, and it's just, once again, really, really poor coaching and play calling. Oklahoma State 24-0 over Kansas. This game is a mismatch. I've been watching. VMI 14-6 Army over VMI. Close game. And Florida State only up by 15 over Alabama State, who was a 41-point favorite. We took Alabama State on our early show today, so hopefully you guys joined us and got in on that. TCU, another one of the picks that was going to be my premium pick. I crossed it off. I don't know what I was thinking. Up 27-16. I'm trying to see if I can find my sheet where I had my premium picks, where I knocked that one off. Yeah. Here it is. You can see right there. These are the premiums for the early games. You can see I didn't give out TCU as the premium. Oh well. C'est la vie. Anyways, I like Penn State second half. I like Michigan second half. Worried about Alabama. I would like to see Tua get back in there. I don't think Alabama deserves to be in the playoff, but that's a whole nother story. Notre Dame Navy starts in about 35 minutes or so. But I love Michigan and Penn State second half, especially Michigan. Penn State, we've seen them get conservative, but it seems that Indiana has had 2 or 3 plays where one guy has really made the tackle. But anyways, this is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys in a couple hours, halftime of Georgia-Auburn. So whenever that game goes to the half, that's when I'll see you next. Be sure to hit the thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. And, of course, be sure to check out all of our free picks every day at pickdogs.com. Be sure to check out all of our videos over on YouTube. Have a great day.